Question on the Secret Service Director. Is equity and inclusion still a part of the President's hiring practices when he looks at that spot? Because you have never had a black man or someone of another color, I guess, be the head of that organization.
So I'm not going to get ahead of the process, but as you know, this is a president that prides on making sure that we have equity, that we have inclusion. You see that up and down his administration. He wants to make sure that we have an administration that looks like America, and so that is a priority for him. I cannot speak to that particular potential vacancy. That is something that a decision has not been made, and so I'm not going to get ahead of the president on that.
Two other questions on two other subjects really fast. As you talked about, and as we're still reeling and trying to figure out still what happens after Roe v. Wade in states, etc., after the overturn of Roe v. Wade. In October, a case is supposed to be before the Supreme Court on affirmative action when it comes to education admittance on race. And there is a thought that it could be overturned with the way this court has been overturning long-standing action cases. What is the White House's thought on this, and is there a plan? Are you preparing for this, as many law organizations are preparing amicus briefs, friend of court briefs, in favor of keeping these racial admittance procedures?
So, April, the president has been very clear about these extreme decisions that the Supreme Court has been making, not just on Roe, but EPA and others decisions that have come down most recently. This is another one that you're talking about in October. Look, the president has been also clear is that we have to take action. Americans have to make sure that they take their voices to the ballot box. That is the way that we are going to be able to fight back in a way that's effective, in a way that's going to make a difference. We have Republicans who are doing extremes. The president calls them ultra MAGA. They are part of the ultra MAGA wing, who are trying to take away the rights of the American people. That's what they're trying to do. And so we have to do everything that we can. American public has to do everything that they can to make sure that their voices are heard at the ballot box, and that's what the president's going to continue to speak to, and that's what the president is asking for people to do.
On Brittany Griner, I talked to Sherelle Griner last night.
Okay.
And now this morning's decision, and we understand that according to sources close to the case, that it was Brittany's decision, and it was an informed decision that was discussed over several weeks to make this decision to plead guilty. Was the White House ever in any understanding that this was going to be the case this morning?
So I cannot speak about her case in public. I cannot speak about the process of her decision. That is something that she should speak to, which sounds like she has spoken to you about that. But we
associated with the case, but she talked about
got
not
it.
wanting to watch.
Understood. But we cannot do that from here. It is a personal matter. It is a legal matter that we cannot speak to from here or the podium. I will say that. I think I was just asked about if this verdict, her verdict, will change anything that we're doing. It will not. We will continue to make this a top priority in making sure that we bring her home safely. That is a commitment that we have made to her, to her family, and also to other U.S. nationals as we're trying to bring them back home.
Is the hope that this guilty plea will be viewed favorably by the Russians to help her come home sooner, or her sentencing be less?
Again, April, I appreciate the question. I cannot. That was a legal advice, clearly, that Brittany received from her lawyers. I cannot speak to why the decision was made. I cannot speak to the minds of the Russian Federation. That is not for me to do. What I can say is what we're going to do here, and what the president wants to do is making sure that we bring home these U.S. nationals who are wrongfully being held abroad and also held hostage. It is important that we get them home safely.
Mrs. Griner says she wants to come for a face-to-face that the president offered. Any dates yet?
I don't have anything to preview for you at this time.